Last night's presidential inauguration has the whole world buzzing about the first family, especially the Obama women. So what will the next 4 years be like for Michelle, Malia, and Sasha? Here to talk about that, Avril Graham, executive fashion and beauty editor at Harper's Bazaar, and Kelly Wallace, chief correspondent at iVillage. Ladies, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's break down some of the fashions first, Avril, that we saw, starting off with this beautiful red gown by Jason Wu. The second time she's worn Jason Wu at an inaugural ball. And Jason, as we heard him earlier say, he was shocked that she chose once again to wear his design. Does it shock the fashion world as much?
It totally shocked the fashion world. Why should it shock us? Because it's the comfort zone.
Right.
He dresses her beautifully. He's got that key look that we all know and love, the white gown, hugely successful the first time round, and this great pop of color from last night. He was as surprised as everyone else, and I think that with her shocking choice of Tom Brown for the daytime look.
Right, a menswear designer who not a lot of people knew.
Really, honestly, he's very sort of insider in a way. I think that was a huge, huge hit. And the idea of accessorizing that with that little belt, which is her signature item. She loves a belt.
Taking the affordable J. Crew.
You know, we've got a look that did not crease, looked fabulous all throughout the whole day, from the church service right to the very end. Fabulous choices both times.
What does it do for a designer like Tom Brown, who perhaps didn't get as much attention before this, to all of a sudden be on that fashion radar?
Well, it's very interesting because this is, again, shows how intellectual and intelligent she is in choosing her choices. Someone that really sort of blew us away. We would never have thought this was the case. But we've got an outfit that really worked very well because it just had that menswear tailoring touch. It really is going to propel him. So for those stricter looks, from a slightly edgier designer in many ways.
With the edgy bangs.
It's going to be great. Worked so well. Severe hairdo just worked perfect. And then she went softer, face-framing curls with a Jason Wu look. Absolute winner both times.
Now, Kelly, I know as a mom of girls, I know you had to be as impressed as we all were with Sasha and Malia as well. How beautiful they looked, but also how well poised they were.
I mean, everybody keeps talking about it, just how normal they seem. They look so fabulous, right, of course. And then when we saw those moments where they were on their phone and taking pictures of mom and dad, and we've been lucky. We've had a lot of opportunity to sit around and talk with Mrs. Obama, and the thing I keep coming away from those conversations is how normal. The kids have sleepovers, they go to the movies, and she says she calls friends, still really now, to say, how are the girls? Are they the same? She so much wants to make sure that the White House bubble doesn't change them, and by all accounts, it doesn't seem like it has.
Really great parenting, that is obvious as well. But, you know, we see the girls on their iPhones, and that brings up the question how they handle social media, because this is something that kids of their age, 14 and 11, are certainly, that is their new life. I mean, they're all about social media. Do the Obamas allow them to look and participate in Facebook, Twitter?
No, you know, no to Facebook and no to Twitter, purely really on a security issue about, you know, being the White House children. But Mrs. Obama says they have conversations about it, that the girls are aware everybody has a cell phone, that they can't go off on someone and have a bratty moment. Someone can take a picture of that, and then that could define them forever. So I just thought that was amazing. They are acutely aware that they have this public image to uphold, and that's pretty daunting if you think about it for a 14-year-old and an 11-year-old.
And Avril, we were, of course, talking about their style as well, and they seem to also have their own sense of style. They were rocking J. Crew and Kate Spade. And how much more are we going to see these girls really, you know, sort of mapping a course for young girls everywhere?
Well, I don't think either parent wants them to be the poster child for fashionistas. You know, they're going to be seen wearing short skirts,
but they're relatable
heels.
Because it's real clothes.
Exactly.
It's not Uber brands.
At the end of the day, imagine what it's like buying one prom dress for one teenage girl. Can you imagine what it must have been like trying to dress two teens for the inauguration? I think they both looked exquisitely color blended in terms of, like, no one's coats were fighting with the other.
Not matchy-matchy, though.
Exactly. And Malia's was that slightly more grown-up cut. She moved away to a slightly more intelligent, kind of little bit sort of tween moment. Just perfect, just right. And she's blossoming into a really gorgeous looking teenage girl.
Yeah, I gotta say, I mean, I think we're all just stunned to see what beautiful young ladies and how quickly they've grown right before our very eyes.
Absolutely.
Kelly Wallace and Avril Graham, thank you so much. Great to have your perspectives here today. Coming up next,